Hey guys, it's your boy Slick Leaf 2.0 here to discuss about the potential of what Amado actually could be plotting in the current Boruto chapters. Now, in the Boruto manga, well, actually the anime has also already displayed that there's a battle between Shinobi and tools. I remember back in Naruto that Shinobis were also considered tools. Ao considered himself a tool and not a shinobi. If we were to consider this theory, that this is why Kawaki said that the age of the shinobi is over, maybe during the time skip Kawaki starts to see himself more of a tool than a ninja, and Amado uses this as a way to make the entire world as a tool. Maybe that is his goal, to transform the ninjas into machines. Tools be either machines or tools. That's which would make sense as why the age of the shinobi is over. Aura believes in tools and not shinobi. And in the first episode, Kawaki was saying the age of the shinobi is over. What if Amado made all these events happen? That happened in the recent chapters. So severely weakened Naruto, who Kawaki is attached to, and shows him the age of the shinobi should be over. They should create a new age. We see in the manga Amado asking Kawaki if he misses the karma, and he seems to have a plan of something he needs to do in Konoha. That talk about with Kashin Koji, he's potentially going to use all these events that have occurred recently, manipulate Kawaki into ending the age of the shinobi, which could also be why Kawaki says he's going to send Boruto to the same place he sent Naruto. He cares for them, so he doesn't want to kill them, but he needs to seal them away to create the new age for them to live in. If Amado already has found a current solution to Kawaki's dilemma of having a lack in power, which Amado basically found a loophole in the Otsutsuki routine, because of the confidence in of his face, Amado, when he says Kawaki can basically have Isshiki's powers without being Isshiki, is the proof this man has found a loophole. A complete risk-free method is to find a suitable vessel and carve karma from a powerful Otsutsuki. Make that Otsutsuki die so that the vessel seems to be a waste, but invent a artificial karma that acts as a backdoor for all the powers of the Otsutsuki originally had. Amado has done that exactly. He helped Jigen with all of his vessel experiments. Kawaki got karma, manipulated Jigen to forcefully fight Kashin Koji to emerge as Isshiki, to successfully made him get killed in Naruto and Sasuke's battle. He proposed the idea of artificial karma to Kawaki for the reason to protect the Hokage, which I assume was all Amado's long-term plan to make the Hokage and Kawaki closer. The reason why I say this is a way to exploit Kawaki after he overcomes Isshiki's possession, which once his soul actually is vanquished and there's no traces of it and his karma disappears, he needs a quick way to get a new karma artificially installed into Kawaki. But Kawaki has to be, of course, willing to accept this karma. And what better way is to give him an incentive to utilize it to gain the necessary power to overcome and oppose the enemy, which is the androids Code, and Damien. These three are the most potentially deadliest androids so far that we have known, but potentially there are more to actually be discovered. But for right now, this is enough to be an alarming threat for Kawaki to not only train but to seek out more power for a little bit more security of protection for the village that he has come to know as his family. Now he has grown to find his freedom important to him, which Amado has definitely taken into huge consideration, considering that multiple times Kawaki has definitely tried to distance himself and try to escape, in many ways even tried to commit suicide in order to not be a pawn in anyone's plots or plans in the future, as long as it didn't put his newfound family in mortal danger because of his actions. For theory number 1, it was the potential 2 out of the Otsutskis that saw got their signs destroyed. The signs that got destroyed was Toneri by Momoshiki and Kenshiki. The reason was Toneri was successful in capturing Toad's tail beast and the rest of the Biju. Shiki must have erased Oroshiki's symbol on the wall. Finishing the first part of the theory, Amado probably orchestrated Isshiki's death in order to use Kawaki as a blanket template to pass his karma on into him in order to avoid being erased himself. Amado works for said Otsutsuki, who for some reason maybe didn't have a karma of their own, which is why he tried to bring them back by using Isshiki's incomplete data, since I believe that Isshiki at one point consumed the genetic data of these Otsutsuki, either directly or indirectly. He still carries it in himself, meaning their data would also be transferred into Kawaki, which may be the reason why Amado to prevent Isshiki's full resurrection, so that he could instead activate the hidden data of one of the other Otsutsuki, and may even try to revive the other one through boruto, hence the pills, and revive them. Maybe those are the original members of the clan, maybe one male, one female, that might be able to give Amado something that he wants, daughter, since he could resurrect her through other means. I don't think this is just it. Maybe he wants to prevent her death from happening in the first place, so the Otsutsuki might have time manipulation powers, which could be the source of Isshiki's dimensions, because they have different properties. But this is just speculation from the lore and the plot that we have so far. So right now, all we can do is speculate until we get further clues, which most of these probably won't be literal, but these are just theories that we can just speculate and share. A moment ago about the pills possibly resurrecting one of the Otsutskis, but that was just another theory. But the real one, it's really Amado's objective to keep these Otsutsuki suppressed or erasing them entirely if possible, because all he needs is Kawaki and Boruto to be at a certain percentage, a high percentage of Otsutsuki, so they could be sacrifices. He doesn't need another threat on the horizon that has their own agenda. He doesn't want to, have to be under another potential danger like Isshiki. So why would he allow Momoshiki to fully resurrect? So it would be in his best interest to suppress the Otsutsuki in him that's in Boruto, and use Boruto still as a sacrifice. The divine tree. Both Isshiki and Momoshiki have been saying back and forth how with their current percentage and power and the potential of this divine fruit that could come from Kawaki or Boruto sacrifices, it would only spawn a small but decent enough fruit. So that shows that once they get to Sasuke or Naruto's potential and level of training and power, and once their potential has risen to that peak, that divine fruit will definitely bloom into something very powerful like Isshiki with his 8th gates, and such a different power scale compared to Naruto's 6 gates, that is not even being able to be on the same scale of power as seen when Sasuke and Naruto worked together, which barely they could even put a fight against him and make him break a sweat. They was kind of like only like a little spar to him once he fully resurrected. for a brief moment in time. I believe even though Amado is a genius and he is capable of creating other cyborgs that can do the exact same thing Kawaki can do, it's the precious and priceless data that Kawaki has acquired for himself. And this way it could be a turning point for Amado, because Kawaki is the first one to actually persevere and survive his experiments. And with this in mind, Amado is going to be trying to think very calculate. He's going to be like very cautious, and he's going to calculate his options and why and how he's going to harness and then be able to utilize those like Otsutsuki godlike powers that he sees Isshiki telling him, and also observing what they do with that power and being able to use it for his own agenda. This is my take on Amado for his agenda. Leave it in the comment section if you feel like you have another opinion or idea. As always, these are just, my speculations and the theories of the community. So I'll be interested in what's your thoughts and what's your opinion, your theory and speculation on this topic. Thank you. Bye.